What's good, YouTube? I'm Kid Cameron. This is Power Surge. This is the ATGshow, and today we're going to be talking all about the James Charles accusations and just all around predatory behavior in the YouTube and just the entertainment industry on this podcast. Influencers, yeah, mainly.
Know, it's just like something that needs to for sure be talked about. A lot of people are talking about it, but it needs to be like pushed out there by like a bunch of different people because it's not an okay thing.
And I'm seeing a lot of fans that are like, hey, where's the proof? Accusations are just accusations.
I mean, I get that. I understand that. But when it's multiple accusations over time, you know, it starts to become a problem at that point.
Like, that's how Bill Cosby got caught up. Harvey Weinstein. I mean, Morgan Freeman, he's my god. But he did marry his stepdaughter.
Yeah. And
I don't agree with that. I mean, like, come on. I mean, there's a lot of this, like, power imbalance in the industry, and I don't really understand it. There's so many different there's so many different examples that we could use when it comes to like influencers. YouTube, it's like a very popular thing for a YouTuber that's popping with them 2 million, 5 million, 10 million.
To be talking to underage fans,
14-year-old, and they're 22,
that's
they're 25.
Good. Yeah, so today though we're just going to be getting into the James Charles stuff mainly. So just because that's a pretty fresh, that just happened not too long ago, so we're going to get into that.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So I guess we'll go ahead and start with what the most recent one happened. We don't have the kid's name, but we really couldn't find it, honestly. So if you know the name, let us know. But it was... Okay. I mean...
if it's out there, if the kid made a video with his name out there...
Yeah, like it should know.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know. Like
I just don't know his name, yeah.
Either way. So James says that he saw this kid. He was on his Explorer page. Saw the kid was following him and decided to go ahead and add him on Snapchat.
Yeah.
So first off, that's a red flag in general because I don't think as an influencer you should be like pushing and talking to your fans and stuff like in that kind of regard. Yeah. No, I mean I don't even think like you should be like going out of your way to add a fan that you see is following you on Snapchat. Like, what's the point of doing that? Like, if your fan wants to follow you on Snapchat or see you on Snapchat, they're gonna do that themselves. Yeah. There's no need to reach out and add them because, of course, you know, like, if they're following you on something and then they see you add them on this, they're gonna be like, you followed me. Of course, I'm going to add you back.
Yeah, and Snapchat is kind of a like more personal thing.
It is for sure.
It's kind of like Facebook in the fact that like it's usually just family and friends. Also, there's a big stigma around Snapchat that Snapchat is the platform for nudes.
I mean, it's gotta be, right? Because that's the point of Snapchat is to like
24 hours like, it's gone. I mean, or a couple seconds.
If you're just sending it to someone, like if you don't want them to save it, like you don't make it like a permanent thing or anything like that.
And you get alerted if they screenshot it and all that. So you can be like, hey, what the fuck? I saw that.
Why'd you screenshot it?
Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy to me because people have screenshots of James Charles Snapchat with him like I showed you before the pod of him showing his butt. Yeah, pics like he's taking like
bad,
like girl pics like on the bed.
I mean, what do you expect though? Like what do you kind of picture?
Yeah, I guess, but like I was expecting like kind of like the male nudes where you just stand in front of the picture, dick half hard, like you know what I mean? Like that's
full razor.
But like, cause I know for a fact you've never laid on the bed with your feet up and your ass poking out and send it to a girl. Like that's not.
Babe, didn't I send that to you last week?
No fucking way.
No, just kidding. Like
what?
No, I'm just kidding. No, come on now. I don't even send nudes really. Like
I think I've sent one nude. No.
Like you gotta ask. You gotta ask.
Well, I don't even think I've sent
I would never
nude.
Just drop a pickle pic.
Bro,
that's a good one, right? A pickle pic.
People would just be dropping eggplants pics and my girl got like an eggplant pic from like this huge black dick in her.
Come on,
and then the what they wrote in there was like, hey, me and my girl looking for a third wheel, and I was just like, who the fuck does that? Who's off the rip does that shit?
My girl straight up, a guy was like asking her about her feet and stuff if she would ever send feet pics, and she like sent some feet pics. I was like, if he's gonna pay you for some feet pics, send them bitches.
Yeah.
So
fucking weirdo.
Weird. So it got real weird when he sends a picture of a dude's okay, that's even worse. A video of a guy's wiener this big and long in between feet.
That was his dick?
Not his dick. Of course, it couldn't have been.
Dick. It was huge.
Is that real?
That was like OG Mudbone.
Is that real?
There are dicks that big.
Wait. Did he have his feet like on the floor? Like his dick got to the floor?
No, I'm talking about it was just like this. It was legit like a forearm,
like
my guy.
He was sitting in a chair, like leaning back a little bit, and the girl was on the bed, like
going hard with their feet.
Oh, because I was about to say maybe he took like a panoramic shot.
Panoramic.
Make that shit look a few inches longer.
So you know the tricks.
Yeah, bro. You gotta do all the editing. I've never sent dick pics, but I've definitely prepped the piece and taken a couple snaps.
Oh my god.
You gotta be prepared because if a girl's like, I'll send you one if you send one back. And then you're like, oh, fuck. Like, damn, I don't want to send a pic of my small dick. But if this is how I'm going to, get a... Because, like...
I'm thinking back to the middle school days.
Yeah. Bro, like, even in high school, it wasn't a thing. Think about
that, though. That's predator thing. That's like, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get... If you are a 14-year-old kid, and you and your 14-year-old friend are sending nudes back and forth, and you get caught, and so one of the parents wants to be a douche... And because if I catch my 14-year-old boy sending like a pickle pic, I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm gonna let him know like the what is it? How would you say that? The repercussions. Because that's not something you need to do as a young kid. Like that, you need to save that for your significant other when you get older. As a kid, you don't fucking know that.
Well,
you just don't. So like, you can be charged with, You could just get charged with something and be put in the paper every Halloween.
But you want me to be honest or you want me to lie right now?
I want you to be honest.
So with my son, I'm going to tell him, hey, you should probably never send your dick to a girl because, like, girls talk. That's why I never did it. And girls will, I know guys show, well, I never did it, but guys will show naked pics of a girl to their friends to, like, brag, I guess.
Yeah, it happens. Like, my girlfriend.
So girls do it.
My girlfriend literally moves to a new school. Trust like an upper. She's a freshman. Trust an upperclassman. Just what I'm saying. Like when you move to a new school, you have no friends, and you're a freshman, and then a senior comes up to you and starts talking to you, and y'all like start become like a small thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like the James Charles.
Like the James Charles thing.
The older guy, and I've always said that should be a topic on the pod.
Right, you have, and then he just gets the pictures and sends it around the school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, that's not good.
That's not cool.
No,
and also, it's distributing child pornography,
and you can get in
trouble for that.
And that's just like,
and your name will be in the paper, and you cannot turn your light on Halloween.
That's horrible.
You can't hand out the fun size Snickers anymore. Like a lot of shit happens. But I would tell my son not to do it based on that because it's like, man, you don't want everybody seeing your dick, like, because it doesn't matter how nice and how big your shit is, someone's gonna find a way to make fun of you for
and
it.
Not only that, bro, you do need to save that for your significant other. Like, that's a thing that I wish I would have known, like, when I was younger.
Oh, see, I'm not telling him that. Like,
I want my kid to be. I want him to be like
to like wait till he's married and shit.
Not wait till you're married, but just know you're doing it with the right person. Like, don't just go around and hoe around and fuck up. Like, like I did. Like, I fucked up. Like when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hung out with a bunch of people that was just the thing to do, and that's not the thing to do. You know what I mean? But at the time, you don't know that. You're influenced by the people you surround yourself by when you're that young.
I'm part of the problem. Like my son, I think like. Do your thing. I'd rather him fuck with like a lot of girls for a day in high school than get with one girl for a while.
It takes one time in high school and
well, like wear protection, but like fuck with like a lot of girls, like not like 100 girls, but like multiple girls rather than staying with one, because I think the percentages are higher of having a kid with somebody that you've been with for years in high school is higher than someone there. Around. No, because, like, if you're wearing protection, either way, it's still good. But, like, if I had a daughter, I'm telling you better save that shit till marriage. I'm part of the problem. Yeah, no shit. I just said I'm part of the problem when it comes to that, bro.
Anyway, we got really off topic. So, James Charles sees a 16-year-old kid on his Explorer page, adds him on Snapchat, goes out of his way, and just kind of starts pressuring the kid. So, like, I guess we can go ahead and read the tweet that James Charles put out. So let me see real quick, guys.
And this isn't the first time. Like, this happened in 2020.
Yeah, no, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. This is the most recent thing. It was
his apology.
February 26, 2021. This is like his apology that he posted on Twitter. So he says, there's a video going around about me on TikTok and Twitter of a guy calling me a groomer, and I want to address it right away. The accusation that I have groomed this person is completely false. Last week, I came across someone on my Instagram. It was Instagram. Okay, there you go. Instagram Explorer page. Saw that he followed me and added him on Snapchat. The next morning, I woke up to several snaps from this person being cited. I added him back. Well, of course, any fan would be. He said that he loved me, and he also lewd photos of himself in the shower. What?
Nude photos of himself in the shower.
Okay. I asked how old he was right away, and he told me he was 18, so I started flirting back. In the excitement of meeting someone I thought could potentially be great, I didn't ask for a copy of his ID or passport. It's not... Okay. It's now clear based on the video he uploaded he was taking photos of me with another device and had an ulterior plan or ulterior motive from the beginning. Later in the day, he said a few things that made me question the validity of his original age, and then that's when I started asking him to confirm his age once again, and that's when he admitted that he was 16. I told him I was really uncomfortable and apologized for flirting, but he instead insisted on continuing to talk and saying that he could be our little secret. He's a fan of mine and he would never tell anyone. I told him I wasn't okay with this. He started getting upset, and at this point, I unfriended him. We haven't spoken since. I'm not a victim blaming or victimizing myself either. I'm just simply sharing what happened. And what happened was not okay. After false allegations like this in the past, I would never knowingly engage with anyone underage and put my life on the line for a few Snapchats. Because of situations like this, instead of taking someone's word for it, I will now ask to see ID or passport of every guy I have a conversation with.
You know,
that's a lot to decipher right there.
Cap. But like, let me just say this. There's a surefire way to never put yourself in that position, because he said I'd never knowingly do it. Well, you do whenever you are when you see that he's a fan and you're like, ooh, let me add him.
Right.
Like I think James Charles gets off on the fact that the power dynamic, the
imbalance.
Scale is on tip to his side.
Of course.
Because it's like, why did you have to make sure that he was following you and then add him on Snapchat?
Right.
Why couldn't you DM him on Instagram? And as soon as he said, hey, I'm a fan of yours, like, I love you, that should have been like, hey, thanks for the support, appreciate it, unfriend.
You shouldn't
right
get
there.
interacted with that.
Groupies, this has been like a long thing in hip hop. Groupies will do anything to be backstage with the artist. And that's the thing. Like, a 16-year-old is not old enough to give consent. A 16-year-old is not old enough to have credit. A 16-year-old is not old enough to do adult things.
Yeah, and
so
then
the
plus
adult
you're not...
in the room has to make the decision of,
right.
like, I don't know what age you are because I have no fucking clue who you are. Maybe I shouldn't be talking to you.
And not only that, too, knowing those situations, because clearly he even says towards the end that or in the middle part where he's saying like false allegations in the past, I would never put myself in that situation and blah blah, like what you were just talking about. Like, dude, what do you mean? Like, you should know that, okay, people, if in your eyes, are gonna false allegations, have ulterior plans, try to get you in trouble, things like that. So why then, when a kid he even said that the kid started out by saying he was so excited and had pictures of him in the shower involving with this from the beginning. Like, if that's the first things you receive, you should just in interacting with things like that. Like, why would you do that?
This has been
why would you flirt back?
This has been a big rule in my life. If a girl, because I'm straight, but if
because I'm straight, let me put that.
Pause. I'm you know, I did say I'd suck a dick for $1 million, but I'm straight.
It's okay.
But like, if a girl starts out with like a nude and like, hey, sexy, automatically assume it's a fake page, block. You know what I mean? It's never that easy,
even
bro.
Then I wouldn't want to talk to a girl that starts out a conversation like that.
That's
anyway.
true.
It's like, how many more of these did you send?
Exactly. So like that's a mass.
That's a different scenario, but either way.
I mean, it's kind of similar.
It's not similar.
When he started off with the nude, that's what I'm saying. Like, anybody who starts off with a shower pic or something like that, you shouldn't engage in an actual conversation with that person because it's weird.
Right. That we don't know for sure if that happened or not, because that's just what James Charles said.
Yeah, if I'm taking him at face value, allegedly.
Right. There's no, like, proof of that point. So, like, you can't say he did or he didn't send the shower pics, but that's what James is saying. Like, yeah, like you're saying, you should just not talk to them from the get-go. That's on James.
And by the way, James Charles is in a city where like it is very popular and very accepted to be homosexual. There's a lot of people in that.
So he could easily go find someone.
Easily find someone that he knows.
Why is he saying here? Then he was.
Why is he on the explore page?
He said, "I was in the excitement of meeting someone I thought could potentially be great. Like, are you struggling to find like a date or something? You're James Charles. You could walk into any public place and find a date."
Yeah, so I'm saying. Not only that, did he say date or great?
He said excitement of meeting someone I thought could potentially be great.
Great, yeah. So what are you trying to do? Sign this kid to be a YouTuber, or are you trying to find a date?
I think what he's saying is like a guy that could be great and have a like possibly a relationship with.
If you're on the explore page, James Charles, you have like 15 million subscribers. There's a lot to lose. By the way, this exact same situation has happened multiple times. Maybe stay off of the explore page and maybe stop checking if someone follows you.
Right.
And that's the reason why you DM
somebody
someone.
in person.
And apparently that the boy who did it to recently, like you could clearly tell that he was under the age.
Yeah, so what, I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but my girl said like you could clearly tell that this 16-year-old was not 18. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so even then, if you're just like, hey, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 18. You're like, well, you look kind of young. Like,
well, also, that's sketch too. Like, we all know when you had a fake ID, you never put 21. You always put like 22, 23.
Right.
And when someone
says,
doesn't
know that.
Yeah, exactly. And then you put like, you
never put
18.
21 on your fake ID.
Never put 21.
Yeah, because I would say the same thing.
22, 23.
Like, I'm 18.
I'm 18. And it's like, okay, that's kind of sketch. Like, when did... And also, it's like, you know, I'm 21 and you're 18. To me, that's already kind of weird because it's like, when did you turn 18? You just turned 18.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I think I'm cool.
Yeah, so that's his tweet. I don't really like... I don't know. He kind of contradicts himself a couple times in here. Just by like...
Admits to it all, though.
Yeah, just meaning that, like, you know... He says this, but he does this. That's contradicting himself. But, and then also, like, he did admit it. Like, he said that, like, he interacted and flirting back. Like, if you saw the fucking videos and screenshots of, like, what that kid was doing with the other phone, that's not flirting back. When you're sending, like...
nudes.
Straight nudes like that.
And he was also requesting nudes.
Right.
Yeah,
and
he was like, send me like, shower, you flexing with your hair.
Yeah, he's like, I bet you could, make me come without...
get me off.
Oh, yeah, I bet you can make me get you off. Or I bet you could get me off with just showing me, like, your body and you flexing and, like...
And your hair.
And showing me your hair, like, without even showing me your dick. Like, or without even pulling your dick out. Like, come on, man. What? That's not flirting. That is not flirting.
Fucking lame,
that's
too, bro.
Bad, bro.
That's like looking at a chick from high school's Instagram of her just posting a regular, oh, it just worked out. And you're like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
God.
Like, that's weird, bro.
That's
like,
weird.
Yeah, like, you flexing is getting you off. James, I'm sorry, but you need to go to
that's
sex
That's
class.
a predator statement. Yeah. That's him knowing that this kid is going to be underage. He likes the way an underage body looks. How much pubic hair is there? You know what I'm saying?
Or
how
just body hair.
Or body hair, like, and when you're that
Peach
young,
fuzz.
like, that's what I was gonna say. It might not be fully developed hair. It might not be a lot. Like, that's hair of a grown man right there. That's
shit.
You shave. That's grown man hair. If you saw my ass, you wouldn't want. That's grown man ass back there. That's all I'm saying.
It's not a pretty sight.
It's not a pretty sight. I'm not taking no pictures of laying on the bed with my ass cheeks hanging out with my feet up with the kissy face.
You think James Charles gets like lasered? Has to, right? He's fucking smooth.
He probably
bro.
gets that Brazilian.
He definitely gets
You know what I'm saying? Underneath the taint and in between, you know, underneath, like in that area.
Bro.
Spreads the butthole open, gets all up in there.
Oh, you know, and you know when they spread it, there's something.
Probably gets it bleached.
And oh yeah, bro.
Probably.
Definitely bleached. Definitely bleached.
Show a little choma. Nope.
He's definitely putting some contour down there or something. He's in the makeup. He's trying to make that shit
down there.
Shit round and rump. And you know James does a lot to prep for those pictures, bro. Go make a fucking video when you're like, what are you doing?
Okay, so that was the tweet. So we got
maybe start experimenting with drugs a little bit, James. Why are you?
He might be already. That might be his problem.
Oh, that could be. But like maybe get a hobby. Like I heard woodcrafting is pretty cool.
Yeah.
People do like that. You know, clay potting, all that. Like do something other than hitting up people on the explore page. You know what I mean? Like, have
You
you ever
shouldn't.
just went to the Explore page and been
I've
like,
never been on the Explorer page before.
yeah, so
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's nothing there that's gonna interest me. Like I'm gonna go. Like I already know what I want to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just.
Well, also, it's like, if I don't know you, I might hit you up to, like, just see if I
don't have an answer for that.
I bet
Is
you
there
don't.
something else I can help with?
What is he?
Can you put James Charles in jail?
No.
But, no, like, if I don't know you, I'll hit you up to be like, hey, or I'll reply to a story. But I'm never, like, hitting somebody up.
Well, I don't have social media, so it's a little different.
No, I'm not talking about now. I'm saying, like, back in the day. Like, I would never hit up somebody, like a girl. Like, I might want to maybe get to that point with them, but I'm never hitting somebody up with the intention of, like, oh, I want to fuck this person tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
You
like,
shouldn't.
You shouldn't, and it never works, by the way. Like,
And you
if
shouldn't.
if you
just
go in
start
with that,
out with nudes.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
Start out with nudes. Like, come on. So
Like-
I guess we can get into all of the
Other
allegations. Yeah. So, one that we'll start out with the one that we know the year for sure. I mean, well, I guess because they came in order, but we don't know the year. So the first person to say something about it was Toddy Westbrook. She made a video about it. What was it called, babe? Bye Sister? Mm-hmm. Is that okay? So she came out, made a YouTube video called Bye Sister, and just basically accused James Charles of just saying that he uses power to like try to kind of manipulate men, get what he wants because he is what he is, and
Turning
use his
straight
name,
guys.
turning straight guys. Trying to get them to turn gay. Like that's not good. Like I've actually personally went through a scenario like that, and like
Really?
yeah, I mean I did, but I'm not gonna name any names or anything.
Yeah,
like
name
that.
names. But what can you say? What happened?
Yeah, so real short then in high school, you know how you do those things where it's like, DM me one thing that you've always wanted to tell me. Had a friend that I had, like a good friend for a while, and dropped the thing in there and was just like saying that I was cute, that he liked hanging out with me, and that if I was ever interested in trying to do things like to hit him up and blah blah this and I was like, dude, look, I like your friendship, like you're a cool guy to hang out with, but if you talk to me like this again or you keep like trying to come on to me, yeah, like we're gonna have a problem. You never came on to me again or anything like that. So
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about, and he's super cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, and even then, like after that, like he never like made me feel uncomfortable like when we hung out. Like he never brought like comments up or never was like you look good or like touched me or said something like
if it's
to make me feel uncomfortable.
if it's the
like,
same,
he respected it.
Yeah, if it's the
a
same,
lot of people wouldn't.
Exactly, and a lot of people say persistence is key. In that situation, it's not.
Yeah.
If it's the same person that I'm thinking of, he's the reason why I lost my virginity, and shout out to him. He is a true friend. I think it is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is, but
yeah,
either way.
He used to hook me up with, because he was friends with like a lot of girls, and he used to like fucking tell his girls, because he was cool with me, like, hey, yeah, you should go over there, hook up with Cameron. Cool. And he wouldn't even be like, you should talk to Cameron. He's like, yo, you should go fuck Cameron.
Oh god.
Like,
he went straight for it.
Like,
he was that type of person.
If
we're definitely talking about the same person, because he is that type of person, just go straight to the point.
And I was just like, I mean, if he thinks so and you think so,
whatever. So Toddy Westbrook came out and made the Bye Sister, kind of, started it out, but everyone kind of wrote her off. Am I right, babe? Everyone was just kind of like push her to the side, was like, there's no way, there's no proof, no blah, blah, blah.
Everybody, like James Charles lost a lot of followers, but then he came out and I don't know if he deflected the situation with other problems that he was being accused of in the video. And he didn't really address the predatory, or he was more like, like, I didn't do that. That's a lie.
Okay. Well, so, that video was more... Well, you can just say what you said.
No, it's too late now. Go ahead.
Sorry
for the small pause, but were you getting information from our PR lady?
And in that video, she was more speaking to the fact, not of him talking to underage guys, but more of, like, he was trying to turn straight guys and predatory things. She mentioned the thing with the waiter. Mm-hmm. And then what also helped James Charles is he put out a video of, like, really talking about it. Forgot what that was about. But the waiter came out and was like, no, James wasn't a predator. Like, I told him I was, like, wanting to experiment and shit like that. So, like, there was people that were coming in. But later on... That, but then later on, it was, like, Aaron Andrews comes out with a TikTok.
No, it was Ethan Andrews.
Ethan Andrews.
No, wait. Came out with a TikTok.
Yeah, he posted a TikTok first.
I thought that was the kid that just...
No, that's the new kid.
Yeah.
Ethan Andrews is the kid with the curly hair that I was showing you Ethan Andrews is the first kid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The
Instagram.
The Instagram is there's so many. The Instagram is the latest kid.
Right, I know that, but
Yeah.
no, it was the same kid that did it on Instagram posted the videos on TikTok. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and then this kid posted it on TikTok too,
So
and he showed
I didn't know-
receipts.
I didn't know.
They're
Ethan Andrew
very
did.
similar situations.
Right.
Like Ethan Andrews, he was
And Ethan Andrew was 14.
yeah, he's 14. No, the new kid is 14.
No, the new kid's 16. The Ethan Andrew was 14.
Okay, yeah. And he was sitting on there. James was telling him to fly out to Coachella.
No, that was not. That was Gage Gomez. I got it written down.
Oh, well, he
There's
was
a
telling,
lot of them,
Yeah, there's a lot.
which is
gets
why
confused.
it's bad.
Yeah, and if I shouldn't
no
be
one's
I shouldn't be
talking
getting
about it like
confused
that.
with your allegations.
Right. No, if there's that many to where I'm getting confused about it, I mean, it's just because like this, we're not like die hard into it. Like we just think it's important, and we think everybody should reach out to it.
And
And
also,
if our 20 views a week are getting this out there, then good job.
I think like just educating fans on the fact that your heroes might not be
Who they are.
Yeah, like
Face value.
they always say never meet your heroes. Like I love Lil Wayne to death, but I'm cool with never meeting Wayne because I heard he's a huge dick in person.
Hey, that's
even
cool
Young
with me,
Thug
though.
said that.
Hey, that's cool with me. No, I don't care if you're a dick.
Well, like I think he thinks like Young Thug was popping. He had Lifestyle out, and he went over there to
Ooh,
like
yeah.
just he went over there to just dap Wayne up, and Wayne just looked at him and kept walking like. Psh.
Yeah.
It took him 3 times meeting him just to dap him up, and Young Thug was like, "I'm a real fucking stepper. You ain't gonna keep disrespecting me, though."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Damn.
And obviously, Wayne's tour bus gets shot up. Like, Young Thug's real.
Yeah.
But like, what I'm saying is just like your heroes might not be as big and as monumental as you build them up in your mind.
Don't
like,
always
like,
put them on a pedestal.
yeah, like that, like the video you see that they put out every week isn't the whole 360 of who that person
Yeah,
is.
definitely
You
not.
got to realize that every video that person puts out is a intensified version of themselves. Like that's not really them completely. That's what they want you to see.
For sure.
Much like
They
Instagram.
yeah, they're gonna put out the best of themselves.
The highlights.
Yeah, that's of course. Like, why would you not? But so from the kids that I have, so we have Gage Gomez. He was the one that James was trying to get him to come out to Coachella, and he was like, "No, I don't feel comfortable doing that." Blah blah blah. He was underage.
Jeez. I didn't know there was
Jay Alvarez said that James Charles slid into his DMs and was trying to flirt with him and stuff like that, and Jay said that, "Nah, I didn't. You ain't working on me, brother. I'm
Literally,
cool."
Just look at this tweet.
So Kid Cam's gonna get this diversed real quick. So then another one was the Ethan Andrew, and then the newest kid right now. Plus what Toddy Westbrook said about him trying to be power and use his power to kind of turn straight men into not straight men.
Yeah,
which
see,
is
like
bad.
like him on Logan's podcast, Impulsive, he was saying, I'll just play it.
Okay.
So the thing is, for me, I'm 21, but like I said, I have the mentality of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm much more mentally and emotionally mature than a lot of people my age. I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date, like, the absolute youngest, like, 18, 19, that looks a little bit old. So the thing is, for me, I'm
18, 19 that looks a little bit older. Like, that goes against, like, what just happened because this kid, all the kids don't look old. If he's sitting in that video saying, or on that podcast talking about how he's not attracted, he said he's not attracted to older men, but he wants someone 18 to 19 that looks older.
Also, he
What
said,
do you want? Like, what do you want for real, guy? Clearly you're trying to hide something and cover something up. He wants a young kid.
well, also, he said at the beginning of that clip, I am very mature for my age.
Right.
I'm like a 40-year-old. I have the mentality of a 40-year-old.
And he's like, I'm way more mature.
Way
So,
more
like,
mature
if
for my
that's the
age.
case, you should know the things that you're doing are kind of suspect.
Well, also, it's like, if you have the mentality of a 40-year-old, that's even worse to be going at
That's
an
what I'm
18-year-old
saying.
kid. It's
That's that's suspect.
like 40, like, I think it's gross when it's like an 80-year-old guy and a 21-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's
I'm like,
that's definitely
it works
come on.
both ways, and
Yeah.
it's like that's nasty.
Mhm.
Like, that's nasty. Like,
There's definitely, in my opinion, like an age to where like you shouldn't go below this age depending on what age you are.
Yeah, I think it's
Definitely.
like a 4-year gap.
So like, but I think the older you get, it spreads a little bit more.
Yeah, like obviously,
The
I think
younger you are, the closer the gap is. The older you get, it starts to spread a little bit more. Just because, like, when you're 18, I think 17.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
Don't go 16.
yeah, yeah.
Because you're 18.
Because when I
Go
was
17 at the least.
Because when I
Then
graduated when I graduated high school, I was talking to B, and she was a senior.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you're just a year younger than me, but I would never talk as to a freshman.
Yeah.
When I graduated high school.
Yeah, no, if you're graduating high school, you definitely don't need to be talking to freshmen because they were just in 8th grade last year.
And also, you can pull up and pick them up from school because you have a card. You know, you're getting into life, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, he's so cool. He has a car.
Right.
I'm gonna look cool being in the car. Like, yo, hey, yeah, this is our car.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. Like, the power dynamics are so far off that it is predator. Even if you don't know it, it is.
Right.
It's predatory.
And I mean, he definitely knows though.
Oh, he knows for
At
sure.
this point.
Because
Like,
he's checking for
obviously
the
when
follow.
Right. Obviously, when you're younger, it's a little different. It gets a little more sticky. But at this point, like, how old is he at this? How old is James Charles? Like 22?
He's 22.
Dude, you definitely know. Like 22, you should be dating someone 20 at the youngest, in my opinion. You should not be dating when you turn 20, 19, 18, 21, 19, 20. And then when you're 22, you should be someone in the 20s. And then when you start then when you're in your 20s, you can start spreading out the
Like,
gap
25,
a
you can date a 21-year-old.
yeah, you can even. Yeah, I mean, if me at 25 right now, like if me and my girlfriend were to ever break up, I wouldn't want to date someone that's younger than 21.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Exactly, yeah.
Just because, like that's just like
It's weird.
It
feels
starts to get weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
you start to be dating a kid, and you don't want to be dating a kid.
And also, like
my girlfriend's 21. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll
Yeah.
be 22. So this year, so I'll be 26 this year, but
Yeah.
at the end of this year.
but it's also like the maturity levels are so far off that it's hard for me to like relate to somebody who's just got out of high school and they're like, man, I don't want to fucking work, and I'm like, yo, I got responsibilities.
Right.
I have to.
You
know what I mean? Like,
you better get a job too.
yeah, and it's just like that. It's just like, yo, this is weird for me to actually, because a lot of people think that it's just like, oh, yo, I meet someone and like I just want to have sex, but it's always like, yo, you have to have a conversation with that person, and if you don't vibe with that person, at least for me,
That's the most
I
important
can't,
part.
yeah, I can't fake conversations and just to fuck. It's just like, no, I gotta actually like feel
Enjoy being around
and
that person.
enjoy talking to you, because I'm gonna have to talk to you for a while before we even engage in sexual activity.
Yeah, see that you mean a little different, Cam. I don't just immediately go to sexual.
No, I didn't say that. I said we have to talk for a while.
I know, but
yeah.
the end goal is still sex.
No, it's not that. I'm saying
it
like,
sounded
like
like,
no. I'm saying like I have to like enjoy your company, enjoy talking to you, enjoy you as a person, and we
So,
have to be
okay,
on the
this
same
makes sense.
wavelength
I understand.
before we even get to that.
See,
And if
but
I-
you're saying like you can't just fake that out or anything.
Exactly,
like
I can't just fake that out
And
to
you're
have
gonna
sex.
and you're gonna want to do that before like you start.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
and like
Misunderstood what you were saying.
yeah, and most people on the opposite end are like that too, because it's like, yo, I don't even know you. I don't want to have sex with you off rip. Like, that's
Yeah,
weird.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. People are weird. James Charles, I honestly think is a predator, and I think he honestly needs to get in trouble.
Petty Perry.
I think he really needs to get in trouble. Like, because he's gonna continue to do the same thing. Like, if he can openly come out and say, like, yeah, I exchanged
nudes from a 16.
yeah, I exchanged pictures with a 16-year-old. I got nudes from a 16-year-old. Like, even if you don't have them anymore or anything like that, like, you had possession of them. Even if you're saying you don't know the age or he lied to your age, the kid looks young. You shouldn't want to have a kid that young, especially if someone else could see it and be like, that kid looks pretty young. That's a little weird. Like, I think it needs to be looked into. Because if it's I think it's gonna be a reoccurring thing.
Oh, it has been.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
but it's gonna continue to be a reoccurring thing if he's not getting in trouble for it. And
So he
these
faced
are only
charges.
right, so he needs to get in some sort of trouble. And I guarantee you, there's more
Oh, there is more that people just aren't talking because they are stands of his.
stands.
Like,
You said stands.
yeah, stands. That's a term that like you are such a fan that person can do no wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I
people see
stand
that.
for that. Like, it comes from, remember Eminem's song Stan? where Stan was like writing them a whole bunch of letters and obsessed with them. So that's what the term comes from. It's like this person's obsessed with me. I can do no wrong in their eyes.
Yeah.
And they're gonna agree with anything I say. All of that.
Right. I got what you're saying. Well,
but like also I just wanted to get your opinion before we go.
Yeah.
Of like just there's a lot of examples. Wolfie. He was called out for an underage girl, and he was dating another girl at the time. Like he cheated on his girl with an underage girl.
Yeah, that's messed up.
His career hasn't been the same since.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah,
but like he shouldn't have a career after that. Like like he shouldn't be an influencer at all. Like I'm sorry. Like if you come out and get caught up in shit like that, you shouldn't have influence on anybody, especially if it's involving underage. Because then you're going to still continue to be influenced, to influence underage people.
Yeah, and then also, like, the type of content that he was making was kind of towards the more younger crowd anyways. And then also Mini Lad making Minecraft content.
Oh, okay, I was sad.
And all of his kids were talking to him.
Yeah, I would say, wasn't he just the one that was like, he didn't reach out to any of his underage people, but he was just talking really inappropriate during his,
would respond, yeah.
Okay.
He, like, people would hit him up, and then he would respond. Like, so he knew they were fans and stuff. And then you got Romeo Lacoste. So I just want to see what you think of, like, why it's big in the YouTube community.
And, not even just YouTube. You can expand it out more and just anybody in power. Bill Clinton, bro. We know that he was an adulterer. We know that he flew on... Jeffrey Epstein's plane a bunch of times to Little St. James Island, like, you know what I'm saying, like just Jeffrey Epstein in general and all of the influencers that he was involved. Harvey Weinstein, you know.
Woody Allen.
Yeah, just like it's just for some reason when you start to have power like that, I don't know if it was something that they were previously enjoyed or if they started to enjoy it because they were able to have a bigger pool.
And when someone's younger, they don't understand the power dynamics, so you're able to have a little bit more than a 20-year-old because they're like, man, fuck off.
Plus, if you have a name for yourself, like people are gonna, and then they look up to you, and it's just, I don't know. I think it's wrong. Obviously, I don't know why it's a thing. It shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
And I think even if you have allegations, it needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
Not just blown to the side.
Especially
like allegations and allegation. Like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
Then allegation in this regard. Okay, so like if a girl says like this guy raped me, that's all she has to say, and he's gonna get looked into.
Yeah.
Same situation here. I think
but also he shouldn't be signed, sealed, delivered, convicted.
Of course not.
Because like that has happened before where a girl's like, he hit me, he raped me, and
that
it's
happened to me. I literally had a situation where it was me, Levi Wisnat, and Red. When we were in middle school.
Yeah.
And freaking...
Track?
No, it was a freshman. We were freshmen in high school. We were at a middle school football game. There was those pole vaulting mats in the back. Just chilling. And we were wrestling. Like, a bunch of people were over there just, having a good time. And this girl jumps on and she starts to, like, jump in the middle of us three wrestling. Like, us three are wrestling and she just jumps in with us. Like, out of nowhere. And she's wearing one of those, like, spaghetti strap fucking shirts and a fucking, like, little bra and whatnot. And... fucking like 4 mats are pushed together and they all just like slide apart and we sink into the like all the way to the bottom. So we're like climbing our way out and everything, and her shirt like kind of gets pulled down. Her boob or anything doesn't pop out, but like you can see her bra at that point because the shirt gets pulled down. And at that point we were like, hey, like go away, like us three are wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Because like when she jumped on, that's when that shit split.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like she was there. We started wrestling with her a little bit. Like it immediately happened. And then she goes away. I get a call from my dad because this girl's mom dated my dad. So literally I get a call from my dad and he's like, what the fuck did you do? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, calm down. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm just at the football game. I'm just chilling. And he was like, so-and-so called me. She said blah, blah. Said you Red and Levi try to rape her, blah, blah. I was like, are you serious?
On a pole vaulting mat?
Bro, literally I was like, Dad, I can explain this. He was like, yeah, you better be able to. He's like, I'm on my way to pick your ass up right now. I was like, oh, God. And like, he picks me up and he's already heated. Yeah. And I'm like, Dad, calm down. I was like, I promise you it's not what that is. Like, that's not what happened at all. And then he got pissed, bro, and everything. Like, we straight told him, like, we're going to take you to court. like we have witnesses that were there to
Yeah.
say like what happened. Like we're taking you to court. And I got put in fucking DAEP for it because it was on school property and everything. And then my dad passes away and they legit dropped the charges.
Yeah.
And this girl literally, her mom comes up to me when I'm like trying to go out with my friends and like get my mind off of everything and go to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, tries to give me a hug. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry for what happened, blah, blah. I was like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get out of my face before I make a scene in the goddamn movie theater. I just bought popcorn. I will throw it at you.
Yeah, because it's like you literally just try to ruin my life at a 9th grade level.
Like, come on.
Yeah. And it's just like, so that's what I'm saying. But when it comes to like multiple allegations and things keep
It
happening,
needs to be looked into.
yeah, for sure. And also you got to look into what type of person that is. So like his peers and all that. You got to do a deep dive.
Yeah, it needs to be investigated for sure, but like legitimately investigated.
And also
a lot goes into that.
And also like your fans can't, I hate that his fans are influencing the narrative in the media, because like James Charles time and time again has been seen as the victim. Like, oh, this kid lied. This kid, it doesn't matter that he lied. All right.
Yeah.
Like,
And how many times is that an excuse?
Exactly. And you're not the victim. All right. We got to start looking at like, yo, that kid wasn't old enough to give consent. Like, these parents should start stepping in at this point
For sure.
and start pressing. If they can't press charges, at least try to sue in a civil court or do something.
Or just put a police report out.
Yeah.
The more police reports out, that shows proof.
There was pictures online.
That's what I'm saying.
Instead of going to Twitter, go to the
proof.
police.
That's what I'm saying. That's straight proof. Like, oh, I would.
Yeah.
As a parent, if I see that, if like I see it popping around, like on,
Yeah.
like, because obviously,
It
like
went
you're
viral,
gonna see
yeah.
it. You're gonna see it. Like, I would have to say something to my kid, and I would want to make a thing about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd be like, yo, this is not okay. Hey, you should not be talking to a kid that's 22. Like as a kid, I never understood. Like, I've had this like talk that this should be a topic, but like the girls that are in 9th grade talking to like college dudes, like
Not
that's
okay.
I understand the girl standpoint, like, oh, that dude's cool, he's older. But as the guy standpoint, like somebody in that friend group should pull him aside and be like, yo, bro, that's not cool. There's
Yeah.
like a million girls
We're
our
in
age.
college.
Like, we're in college. Like, you were in college. Like, there's like girls. There are a lot of girls there to talk to
There's just a
that'll
shit
be
ton of
cool.
people, bro.
Yeah, and there's a lot, like, you shouldn't be going back to your same high school and being like, yo, I'm the fucking man, I'm in college.
You have something, babe?
James Charles also, I was reading about the Lopez twins, or the Lopez brothers, were also in trouble for dealing with, talking with underage, like girls.
I don't know
think is what
who's
they
the
were.
Lopez brothers.
They're
Though.
like TikTokers and YouTubers, and James Charles defended them and called their the victim of those two dudes.
Wow.
liars.
So James Charles just defending other people who have allegations with underage people. That's not good,
Yeah.
bro. He needs to be looked into. James Charles is a predator. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I think James Charles is a predator at this point. Even the first time when they were like, that person didn't say his age right, I was still like, yeah, but why is he, with 15 million subscribers, hitting up fans?
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Like, if you talk to any rapper, they'd be like, me fucking with a groupie? Nah, man, like, that's fucking whack.
Right.
Like, that's weird. And it's just like, come on, James. Like, you can't be hitting up fans trying to, like, engage in that way with them.
Definitely not.
Like, hit up your fans to engage. Like,
I
yo,
don't know
thank
how
you.
to
Thank you for the support. I fuck with
My
you.
watch
Thank
really
you.
wants to get in this conversation.
That your watch is British, so he probably has an intelligent opinion on this.
He's got an intelligent opinion on everything.
Yeah, just that accent makes him sound 100% smarter than me. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and leave it off there. Kids, just know that your heroes aren't always as heroic as their cape makes them seem.
For sure. Don't always think so highly of people. Just know people are people, and everybody has the potential to do evil.
Yeah, exactly. And like, comment, subscribe for more content. We'll be out here every week. I know last 2 weeks we didn't have a video, but we live in Texas.
Power went out. Weather went bad. Texas went crazy for a second, but we're back.
We're back, yeah. So we'll see y'all next week. Yeah, have a great day. And if you want to send a tweet to James, no, I'm just playing.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
But if you want to comment on our videos, go ahead. We will comment back.
yeah.
See y'all
Then
next week.
Askren is still getting knocked out to Vitaly Johnson, whatever his name is.
At Vitaly.
All right, see ya.
Later.